welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes. Mostly. Issues happen. Happy belated Thanksgiving to Antheus. If it's all right, I'm giving thanks that I don't live in Alberta, although I live here, that's probably worse. Previously...
It's arguable.
I will not start that rant, but I will show you some things I've written about our political situation. Believe me, it's worse. We've now had the shortest term prime minister ever. 44 days. That was it. Anyway, previously. There were a few bits and pieces that needed to be resolved from the unfortunate encounters in the Drow city. Dealing with Ava, dealing with Alice, because that was a mess I had not anticipated, and this is at the very least proof I don't metagame. Because I didn't think of that. Oopsie. So yeah, now we've got a situation we're in, tired and not exactly subtly changed. Alice is making this sort of, whatever the pierogi version of ramen is, and because she wanted to provide Barnabas with comfort food after being presented with the image of, tainted Ravnica. Nobody liked that, but Barnabas in particular, you know. And you know, handing out bowls and basically turning around to Faraday and going, I am very, very glad you're with us. I just wish your brother was too. I get the impression that whatever the hell it is I've got now was his wheelhouse. I don't do rage anymore. I do... I think it translates to Zen.
Okay, yeah.
But, you know, at the very least, I'm currently hanging out with somebody who's had as many things change in a very, very short space of time as I have. Holds out a fist for bumping. Club. Darvin is mostly trying to keep quiet because there's a huge undertone of stressed, angry, sad, and in some cases, looking at Rylan predominantly, bewildered as fuck.
As is usual.
Well, yeah, it's... You do have Darvin looking at Rylan and going, you do get used to it. Like I said, eventually.
Eventually.
No, holds up a hand. It's like the calluses that I get from the viol and everything. Eventually, you get hardened to it. It's just a bitch meantime. Sorry.
It's okay. It's quite alright.
I'm commiserating. I know it's not my fault. For once.
For once.
We're going to have to think of a game plan to be going back, because we didn't even find what the hell we were looking for. As an OOC aside, because Faraday would know this, Legolas gets to keep the wings an extra day because they've had to, like, hiatus on account of metaphysical health concerns, I guess is probably the best way to say it. And, yeah, the term Way of the Sun Soul came up. Alice, I couldn't do anything else, so I just decided, let Remy pick something. And then I had to have Hazel pick something as well because, well, at least have input because Remy, for what she is, rolled shit wisdom. So went from Tundra Barbarian to Sun Soul Monk as a core. At least I don't need armor. Yay. So yeah, that's the general thing. They have to go back down there. And the thought is, this is probably from Darwin. I know we have to go back down there because we still didn't find the freaking thing, but we're gonna need a kind of a game plan because we can't afford to have this happen again.
No,
We
definitely
don't want
not.
to go in blind.
I mean, I don't know if it would feel like it needed to, because it already rummaged around in our heads and stuff, but
Wouldn't put it past it to do it again.
Partly you're right, but some of us have been dealing with this a lot longer than you have, or at least a little longer than you have. It feels like a lot. They don't usually pull the same trick twice. Not one after the other anyway, because again, calluses, you get deadened to it. They'll just send something else freaky at us.
Yeah.
Not that it matters, we're gonna have to go anyway. But, tries to subtly gesture in an LSA word direction, but this is Darwin and Darwin flails, so it's sort of... But I get it. I know. With the amount of sun now, I'd probably just die. So we're gonna have to think of something.
We don't really know what we're going to be thrown against, though it's hard to plan against something that we're not privy to.
And then Darwin is just, yeah, I know. It's not so much the planning for things we don't know about. It's just in case they do decide to change it up and throw the same thing at us twice, because now I've said that they don't do that. I mean, like, maybe if anybody pokes their head into a door or a shadowy alley, they just poke their head in and are holding hands with someone who's staying well outside. And if they start and if it gets massive dark or whatever, but then again, when we walked into that inn, it was just an inn when we walked in. No pun intended.
Slow clapping.
Well, I mean, it's all we got. And I mean,
There's always rope.
yeah, but if the door closes and then does that thing with the ooze blocking it up, the rope's gonna kind of get caught in that, and
Use the rope and the method you suggested. Double up.
rope lets you go further than a hand. That's the thing. This stuff thinks. It I don't know if it sees, but it obviously knows when there's people in its little trap.
We wouldn't really have any way to find its source and take that out, would we?
Alice says, I would bet that if we actually find what we're looking for down there and use it,
Do it.
that would make that not an issue. But of course, we have to go down and find it first.
You have to get through the goo to get rid of the goo.
Maybe more outthink the. I don't believe I'm talking about outthinking goo. I mean,
The hell is it? Mind juice?
that just no. That is about 18 different layers of ew.
I have a spell that lets me locate objects, but I need to be familiar with it. So I'm not sure what
And we can't really describe it that well.
What, do we just stay airborne and not touch the buildings?
What if it's in a
Those of us who can.
What if it's inside a building? I would figure it's inside a building.
I mean, yeah, I doubt it would be just sitting in the open.
That's the bridge we're gonna have to cross when we get to it, I guess.
Well, I think
Can somebody detect magic?
down there, the Darvin is like, you remember what Aaron used to do? Is go into Agraf and turn on detect magic, like.
Fair point.
Go
Fair
blind. Consider, I could also do that true seeing thing, but if Clarity's reaction is anything to go by,
And
that seems like a terrible plan.
You tried it too. I remember what you from Alice. You tried it too. I remember what you looked like at the time.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about it.
That's the worst idea.
Yeah. No. That's the thing. If it can cut us off from the gods, I don't know if divinatory exercisers are going to be worth shit.
Yep.
This is more Barnabas's wheelhouse. This is a search.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Okay.
Have you ever seen any clues of any kind? No, I guess not. You were too busy with those bloody pocket numbers.
Yeah. A little hard to keep an eye out for clues when you're suddenly somewhere else.
What buildings did everybody go into? Because I missed most of that. Darvin is just, Hazel and I had the inn. And we didn't see anything, but it's not like we were really looking when the door oozed shut. And I couldn't see anything anyway.
Did you go just into a normal, regular house, Clarity?
Yeah, we were in some blocky row houses.
Did anybody find a shrine?
Unfortunately, no.
I think that's probably where we need to start.
Good place to try it, any.
I mean, if I'm doing the logic thing here, this was originally way back when it was first built. Drow who were worshipping the uncorrupted Lolth,
Right.
and all they need to do is corrupt the temple to the same degree as the god and have it do multi-purpose, I guess. And if they were gonna bring back this ooze crap, it's probably... it's at least a start. It's the only thing I can think of.
Good place to start with to me.
But I don't think we can afford to split up this time. And Darvin is like, no.
Absolutely not.
I'm not keen on that idea either.
No, we stick together, and I think people without direct connections to the gods should be, obviously with some kind of clinging on to somebody who's still at the outside, but those of us with connections to the gods should not be going without a check that it's safe. Darvin is just, mine's not really big enough to be a problem. Just looks at Darvin. Okay, sorry.
Are you going to be okay going back down there, Alice? You were hurt pretty badly.
Nah, now I'm just tired. That's the thing. Nothing did anything to me. It wasn't that place. It was the pocket dimension. And if we check to make sure we're not getting sucked into pocket dimensions before I go in anywhere. Besides, it's me and Darvin who have the best idea of what this thing is about. And Darvin can't see in the dark, so what we do has risks. But like I say, I'm not going to be stupid about it. I'm not going to be the first one through any of those doors. You gonna be okay, like most of you who had well, let's face it, and please keep in mind this is not derogatory, but y'all had some trauma.
Well, like I once said tonight, don't get anywhere by staying still. Gotta keep moving forwards. Aaron, I should say.
Well, that pretty much does that. And we've done. This is actually a really neat thing. I might want to tinker with this recipe sometime, Barnabas, if it's not culturally insensitive.
No. In fact, not tinkering with it would be culturally insensitive.
I'm just making sure. There's rules sometimes. I think it's a little weird, but I try to be respectful.
Right. No, this is definitely a throw it at the wall and see. Not so much see what sticks. See what people will eat and buy. That's the. It's street food. It's good street food. You know.
Because I was just thinking, there's a couple of different varieties of mushroom that the people will put into things. Very, very earthy kind of a texture thing. It goes well with diced ptarmigan, and I was thinking you put that in the little dumpling thing with probably some hot sauce and I don't know. Some kind of warm vegetable thing.
I volunteer as tribute for taste testing.
Of course you do. when I can get hold of the relevant ingredients, I will definitely do that. There's some other thoughts I picked up in Egref, but for right now, I'm gonna leave y'all to do whatever y'all are gonna do with the dishes. I'm going to see what I remember of what Froseth did the times I watched him, doing warm-ups and the occasional spar. And then I am going to go and I am going to get a lot of sleep. Mostly because she's going to keep glaring at me if I don't.
Glaring.
Really. Smooching.
Staring.
Maybe staring.
Yeah, the reason that the reason
glued to
the reason that I say glare instead of stare is because the glare, it denotes disapproval, and every time you stare at me, stare is because you are watching my ass, literally.
I was going to say I have numerous reasons to stare at you.
Yeah, and that's why I have to differentiate between stare and glare. And smooch on the forehead and goes and tries to find an empty room to do some warm-ups. It's just... I'm waiting for the not-its about doing the dishes, if y'all are in fact going to do dishes. Because nobody lives here anymore.
Clarity just gets up and starts doing them.
You're gonna go help with that.
Oh, yes, that is very much a Hazel thing. And Darvin gets up and it's like, you wash, you dry, I'll put away.
Yep.
Good, because I've been in a few of these and I kind of know where all the dishes go. Can I have a perception check from all of y'all?
Ah, jeez.
Well, you have a lot on your mind, and you're trying to zen hyper focus out of it by doing dishes.
Mhm.
So yeah, Hazel, Farida, Barnabas, and Remy, here in approximately the direction that Alice went in. But when the dishes are about half done, this kind of it's a quiet sort of woomph.
Remy listens further in case there's anything distressing following the woomph.
There is another woomph after that. There don't seem to be any other distressing noises. It's definitely. No, to be fair, Farida and Hazel can both identify that's not a fist hitting a wall. That's something bigger and not as solid exactly hitting a wall. For you guys, it could just be Alice lacked for punching bags, but.
Remy, I would suggest going to go check.
Remy will nod and go check at a not distressed pace.
And when Remy gets into the doorway, sort of looks up and goes, Alice isn't in any kind of distress. She's kind of looking at her hands a bit and going, "Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to call you over without anybody freaking out. So I guess it's good that you heard that because there's a thing.
A good thing?
I'll show you." And lashes out with a fist, and ball of sort of the kind of radiant energy you get on your sword and stuff sometimes hits the wall about 3 feet away. You know, where she'd aimed. So you guys hear the woomph again.
That's definitely good. That's cool.
Okay. This is a thing now. And at least I think I've got the form more or less down, but Perseus couldn't do this!
No. No, he could not, but...
Then again, elements, not just straight up, hello, Miss Sunshine.
Yes, that is appropriate for you.
I know, it's just I'm still trying. There's a whole lot of changes to get used to, so I'm just I'm gonna let you explain to people because I don't have the energy at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm fine. I'm not actually punching walls. All's good. I'm just getting used to some things.
I had figured, but that was a strange noise.
Ball of radiant energy hitting a wall. Now you know what it sounds like when there's not combat noise getting in the way.
Remy will step back out.
She's basically in the room you guys have picked, so sort of back down the other side of the corridor to the kitchen. Darvin kind of looks up and is like, "So?
Everything's okay. Alice can punch sunlight now, kind of.
Why would she want
Is
to?"
this anything like firing a sacred flame?
Wait, is she
Kind of,
punching sunlight? Is sunlight
No.
the
Yeah,
target?
that's what
No,
that's what I
Or
was-
is it
punching,
outward?
and then it goes out.
So she is the sun she's punching?
That would make her being
No.
punching herself. So I don't think. Is this just me being me, or are you just not explaining this very well?
Both.
I think she means she punches and the sunlight comes out?
Yes, she punches and it expels radiant sunlight. It's really cool.
He's
that's
basically casting a spell by punching. Is the best way I can understand it.
yeah.
It'll
Along those lines.
it'll probably be along the lines of Froseth with his channeling and making water, like the water whip thing. Just he's using the internal monk stuff to channel into her energy, fire it
Yeah.
out.
The only thing I'd say is I have to double check reread to be certain, but the only time you have to use key points with the sun thing is when you're doubling it up after to use it as a bonus action. As far as I've been able to see, anyway. But before we really hit combat, I'm gonna have to check that one. I did read a terrible lot about it, but it didn't say that it was needful of key points all the time. So, anyway, yes. So
Range punching.
yeah, ranged punching, and yeah, Darvin's like, so ranged punching, but the fist is sunlight.
Yep.
That's kind of neat.
I'm just trying to figure out when she's gonna use it, because she's always just right there, you know?
That's part of why she's practicing, figuring out exactly how.
Throwing her probably to attack someone
punching
who's
works.
on one of us.
And it just means she can punch a person further back on the approach.
Mhm.
Watching our fight is gonna be neat.
I mean,
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a new kind of neat.
I know what you meant.
Hmm?
Did she seem happy about the change?
Yeah, she's doing fine. It's maybe just weirded out, not necessarily in a bad way.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah, but
I mean, we're talking nearly Faraday level a lot. Not quite Barnabas level a lot, because all still on the same plane a lot, but I know it felt kind of weird when I got this, but
It's explaining that involved.
a little slow on the uptake sometimes. I
You
got
kept
there
asking
eventually.
for specifics, and we kept having to tell you it's about faith.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess not a matter of it existing, it's just, Bahamut gave us Froseth and Faraday, so obviously he's really cool.
Yep.
He puts away the last dish. I'm babbling. I think an early night.
that seems a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, barring anything else, night happens. Morning happens. And Remy wakes up to she starts waking up because there's this sort of a crunch noise, and then wakes up with Legolas nuzzling her in the face after having kind of crunched through the door frame, which is not anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, good morning, Legolas. I
Like,
didn't know Diamos could move that quietly.
Alice very, very half asleepedly. Either that or you just sleep like the dead.
Mm.
Not like we set watches.
Nope. Well, clearly Legolas is alert and awake and probably wants breakfast.
lifts head up and looks. Legs, there's more to dig up down. Oh no, because you can't because the black slab. I'm gonna go find Legolas something safe to graze.
That's a good idea.
I am. It is, but at the same time, it means I'm getting you to wake up the others.
Yeah. Well, I'll get everybody up. We'll get food all sorted.
Gets up, chucks some clothes on, and come on, Legs. Yeah, probably Hazel mostly sort of half woke up to bits of wall getting quietly crunched in. And to be fair, Rylan is probably awake anyway because, trancing.
Yeah, Remy will start knocking on doors.
Hazel finds Clarity awake a little early and staring at the ceiling. And she looks over at Hazel and looks a little panicked.
You all right?
No? Hazel, I shouldn't have said it so soon.
I'm still not fully awake. Said what?
Well, everybody I said it to before, that something terrible happened to them, and then I said it to you a few days ago, and then now what if something terrible happens to you too, and they're all dead now?
I'm just going to kiss her.
I shouldn't have said it so soon.
All right. It's all right. We'll make sure to keep ourselves as safe as possible. And what we encountered in there doesn't count.
Yeah. But can I just have, I don't know, this seems silly, but it's me. So can I just have like a code word to say in the meantime until I know that you're safe? Like maybe I could say instead of, those 3 words, I could say like didgeridoo or something like that, and you would know what I meant.
Sure.
Hazel is wise. Hazel knows that there is a way of letting Clarity say that doesn't involve words at all. Alice uses it with Remy all the time. The one little hand gesture, which basically translates to "my heart is yours."
And you could also just do this, and I'm just imitating the hand gesture.
Okay, I could do that. Could I just say didgeridoo sometimes though, because that's just fun.
Yes. Very yes. I'm just going to lean over, and instead of smooch, it's just kind of going a little further, and ear and knob.
Thank you. Didgeridoo.
But
And probably is around this point that Remy, who is not the eavesdropping type, knocks on the door.
Yep. She's just walking past and knocking, and she goes.
afraid of those footsteps and the knock, and clearly immediately went away. Yeah, that's Remy. Alice would have basically knocked the door down.
To be fair, Clarity was awake when Legolas smashed through the door a little way down the corridor. So that's more her pet's job.
Legolas, I think, has that covered.
Mhm.
Let's go.
So yeah, the various reactions to knocking. As I say, Rylan already awake. Darvin is the usual. Yeah, what? Oh, yeah. Which Remy hears even as she's walking away because Darvin is loud about that kind of thing. And, yeah, if Remy's actually chuckling, it's just I crater when I have a bed. Bed feels safe.
That's fair.
And eventually, y'all gather in the staff kitchen, minus an Alice, to try to do something about breakfast.
Start examining what in the fresh hell is available.
Well, basically, it's what you have in your bag of holding. So there's
Yep,
the
so
infinite
it's-
bed basket, there's the infinite pastry basket, there's the few remaining Pop-Tarts, because you burned through those fucking things, and the toaster.
Just starting to set these things out.
Remy goes for the pastry basket.
Yeah, there's jerkies and a variety of... Basically, you've got Hazel emptying out her bag of holding of anything edible, which includes several boxes of breakfast cereal. Don't they, in Darvin's, don't they normally have milk in these things? We don't have milk.
I mean, true. Doesn't stop it being a decent snackage.
Hey, it's food. It does one with the sugary wheat bits with what you recognize as little multicolored marshmallows. I mean, technically it's food, I guess.
Open mouth, insert cereal, I guess.
Sticks it in his mouth. It's like, no, this isn't cereal. This is a marshmallow. It's just a dried up marshmallow.
I'm gonna pick a random thing from the remaining Pop-Tart selection, and into the toaster those go,
And now we roll the hand of fate.
just to see who takes them first and what the reaction turns out to be.
Is anybody going to be taking the Pop-Tarts first?
Remy's seeing what comes out of the infinite pastry thing.
Yeah, so Remy is sticking with the infinite pastry basket.
Barnabas is also sticking with the infinite pastry basket.
She is ready. She
Yes.
goes over to Barnabas.
Today it is this kind of braid of flaky pastry wrapped around sort of brown sugar goop, covered with, dusted with pecans.
Mm.
Whatever the Pop-Tarts turn out to be, I'm setting them in front of Rylan.
What?
Is Rylan going to eat the Pop-Tarts?
Oh, right, I moved all of my physical dice from my own hands and face. Damn it.
To be fair, every time Aaron's player used to have to make a call like that, he'd make a wisdom save because wisdom was his dump stat.
Cautious bite.
You have cheese and broccoli. That's the face that you're getting after the cautious gnome.
Probably better in a different kind of crust then.
Well, you don't know. You just saw picked up.
More accurately, better at a different time of day. Because this is fine as
Oh.
is, just not a breakfast flavorings.
What qualifies as a... What is it?
It's cheese and broccoli.
Okay,
Oh,
he's
no,
right.
that could
That's
be a
not
breakfast.
breakfast.
That could be a breakfast.
Eh?
What, if none of you had omelets?
No, not like an omelet. More like melted cheese on top of the broccoli. Less omelet.
Yeah,
And to be
that
fair, it's
can-
not even a kind of cheese you readily identify as cheese. It's got a cheese-ish kind of flavor, but it's a shade of orange, hitherto undetected, hitherto undiscovered by anybody but people living in Agraf.
I would just put that
don't even
into
know
a
if this is
pie.
actually
That's
good
clearly not a
cheese.
pie crust.
I mean, there's savory pies, but is it frosted?
It is actually frosted with, let's face it, it is frosted with the same Velveeta cheese that the inside is.
Yeah, that's gross.
He just gives the pastries back to Hazel, just like, you, please take this away from me.
I actually enjoy this strange combo.
Of course you do.
Alice comes back and it's like, why the faces?
Incorrect cheese.
Taste. And I'm holding up the half of one of the Pop-Tarts.
It actually looks in it. Nothing should be that shade of orange.
What?
And yet it still tastes good. Now,
It-
Is it frosted?
Yeah, with that same shade of that. I can't believe it's orange. It doesn't even smell entirely like cheese. It smells cheese adjacent.
Yep.
And you're still good with this. Is there anything that's actually edible?
Plenty. I'm indicating the rest of the set out stuff.
The pastries today are quite good.
The facial answer. Oh yeah. Nope. I had to take legs out a little bit for grazing because didn't want it to be too near that shit. I mean, is everybody good with the spread of egg ref, or would you prefer eggs?
Nah, this is fun.
If you're sure, because the only reason I ask is because while Legs was foraging, I managed to raid a couple of nests along the cliff area, and so I have eggs. Let me guess.
I could probably do with something more fortifying.
Yeah, it looks at part of us. Let me guess that's your I could eat expression.
I mean, that's just my face.
Your
I'm
face.
just going to walk over to the basket, take a pastry from it, walk over, and just place it in Barnabas's hands and just walk back over.
I could always eat, and if it's not trouble, I'd be happy to eat.
Oh yeah, we've got the infinite bread basket, so I could do a sort of a Belarusian toast kind of thing. Dip bread in eggs, fry, cover with maple syrup.
Sing of a war skillet, just handing it.
Thank you. And yeah, basically makes French toast. Protein. Something
Glorious protein.
something that isn't quasi cheese and yeah, raw sugar. So back we go.
Yep.
I guess so.
Suppose that's the plan.
Since Alice A. washed the war skillet properly before returning it to Hazel.
A couple of test swings before putting it away.
Yeah. It's weapons maintenance and tools maintenance, so you had it coming and going.
Thank you.
And without too much further ado, back through the secret passage and that really precarious looking flight of stairs. And Alice A going, let me guess, I'm having Legolas ferry pretty much all of y'all.
Last time we tried this, at least 3 people tried to take a shortcut.
At which
So,
point,
yes.
Darvin is like, no, that was just me.
Probably wise to
Given
ask
the way
Legolas
in which
that.
you take shortcuts, that might count for 3.
Yeah, the 3 falling was when we were climbing the cliff. I think that might have been 4. Because it was Rylan, Farida, me, and then Barnabas.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
The pile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to be a pile. Let's see, with this many of us, Farida, Clarity, Hazel, Rylan, Ava, Barnabas, I'll ferry Clarity and I'll ferry Remy and Darvin separately. And yeah, anybody who needs it gets a boost up onto Legolas's back and dropped. Not so much in the courtyard, not so much in that little, at the foot of the stairs, but into the courtyard proper. And there you be, in the center of the little drow city. Affectionate nibble on Ava's braid, on Ava's bun. No.
Alright. I think we stick as a group this time, yes?
That's what we were
Yes.
saying yesterday.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
And looking for a temple. Any of y'all that had any kind of religious education maybe have the remotest idea where in a city you might find Lolth's temple?
That's
Anybody?
Can I make a religion check?
You
for this?
can make a, if you have religion as a proficiency, you can make a religion check. And
12.
this is when we see what Jack of all trades has to offer. It's not just my dice. Okay. Although it is also my dice. Well, the paladin and a bitch, and the cleric are looking kind of blank about the whole thing. You've got Alice and Darvin going. Darvin is just. I remember there was really old elf. I really liked his stuff, and oh yes, that one. The most entertaining city tour ballad I've ever heard in my life. Darvin is like, yeah, there was this one guy who used to come and he'd sing the glories of old drow cities. He didn't last very long in most of the taverns because people don't really like to think about that. But we got a pretty good idea of the layout, so that's the thing. They're temples don't look that much different than other buildings. So, thinking about the layout. Alisei just comes up with it at a Darvin's. Want to go that way. It's generally straight up to in the northernmost part of the city, almost yeah, on the outskirts, almost slightly separate from the city. So, just in case they actually built within city limits, keep an eye out, but we're probably going to find it just outside. So, are y'all just walking, or are we stealthing, and are you keeping a particular eye out?
I'm certainly keeping an eye out as we go.
Oh yeah, definitely keeping an eye out.
I second that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if all of y'all could give me perception checks.
My streak continues.
Oh dear.
So does mine, apparently.
You're freaking god.
Yeah, I mean, Farrad is probably more looking at architectural features, because nobody who isn't drow has seen a drow city that she knows about in like hundreds of years. Clarity has had a lot of emotional fraughtness, and she's still kind of ticking that over in her head, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Clarity, in terms of emotional stuff, is a dreadful overthinker.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to know I'm getting the general gist. Barnabas is just being incredibly careful, because on the one hand he kind of wants to see Ravnica again, but not like that.
Yeah, no.
And Ava's not quite overthinking as much, but she does catch mind ticking in that sort of general direction. For Hazel, Remy, Rylan, you've got Darwin in particular going, does it creep anybody else out that some of the bodies that we're kind of seeing, like tucked in alleys and things, that would have been, if they were here when Shannara left, they'd be like at least 80 years old. Some of them might be even older. Why hasn't anything decayed?
When you put it that way, yeah, now I'm concerned.
I mean, aren't we in... Isn't it pretty cold down here?
It's not cold enough for that.
It's not body freezing cold. But at the same time, if there's enough of that black shit in
There's
them...
all sorts of weird stuff going around here.
Yeah.
I can try something if you would like.
What's the something?
Clerical anti-undead.
Maybe we should wait until we know they're actually undead. Because if you start doing anti-undead stuff, yeah, they might stay away for a while, but I mean, they're not moving now. Wouldn't it be better to, if they are, wait until they're actually trying some shit?
Fair enough.
I mean, I can throw the sun at them, so... pff. That's never going to stop being weird. Yeah, laugh it up.
You walk in the sun, and now you can toss it.
I walk as the sun.
Pretty much, yeah. Yes.
Just makes that face and keeps walking. And it's not a huge city, but it's still, like a city. And you do see some bodies that have decayed the way they are supposed to. Mostly they're skeletons with scraps of clothing. But you are also seeing, corpses of those drow cultist types, some in armor, carrying weapons, a few driders. But you start...
Like the decayed ones or the not decayed ones?
The not decayed ones are the ones that have... The not decayed ones are the... That's the thing. If you can identify them, they haven't decayed.
Got it.
If they're just skeletons, you don't know what they used to be. But what little you can see of the clothes with that perception check is looks pretty standard. Townsperson. Civvies, if you like.
Like every single townie didn't get picked, and probably the ones that preserved. I'll bet quite a bit that they were probably cultists.
Well, if it follows any of the principles we've heard from other extinction events, if you like, they would have just killed the very old and the very young. The ones they couldn't use as well. The ones who might not survive being changed. There's actually more bodies around the pretty unassuming, pretty average single-story building. Just at it's the last building before you get into a little bit more cave, and then this almost honeycomb of tunnel systems all along the opposite wall. There's a little bit of space around, but where that would normally be a graveyard or similar. What you've actually got is the rather sad, wilted remnants of somebody's attempt at gardening. Just little decorative flower urns that clearly have not been watered in a while. How they grew down here without sun is another matter. Well, looks like this is the place.
Yep.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wants to go in? Okay, wants is a bad ask. Who feels like they would like to go in? Well, who feels like they should go in first?
I'll do it.
We said no one with a connection to the gods, Hazel. Besides, if Barnabas is going in first, I'll keep a hold on him. Hazel, you keep a hold on me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think between us, we've got the strength to pull him back if something goes weird.
You want me to ready my rifle if we need?
I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. Right now, we're just seeing if we can actually get into the building without pocket dimension nonsense happening. That's priority number one.
Mm-hmm.
And grabs a hold of Barnabas's just to sort of as well as she can on the belt, and then sort of extends an arm for one of the two of you to link onto.
Yeah, Remy will grab her arm then.
Okay. And Hazel can
And
probably.
I'll latch on to Remy, sort of adding
Yep.
weight.
What you've got, what you're standing in front of right now, is probably the most interesting thing about the place. Is a set of large double doors, disproportionately large for the building. It's the sort of spider-ish frescoes and the like. And as they've made their humanoid chain, I'll say it's like, wait a minute, Barnabas, it can't be you. You don't see in the dark.
Ah, checked.
I could put a white on his shield or his chest plate.
It,
He doesn't carry a
And if
shield.
it pocket dimensions, that would out immediately.
I'll do
I
it.
can.
Clarity?
Yes. I'll go in instead of Barnabas.
Well then, get up here and let me grab a hold of you, and we can keep this sentient chain going.
Meanwhile,
Walking past me.
Rylan is not unobservant. You've got Rylan at the very least will notice Alisay giving him a look like, do it would be really great if you could volunteer for this, because frankly, Alisay is a little bit concerned about the flinging herself on this particular metaphorical grenade.
I want to be in front of you, Clarity. I just want to make sure. Just want to be safe about everything, because you went through a lot. You went through probably the most out of the good to the rest of us. I don't want any. I'm not letting anything mess with any of us.
Okay. I'm not very strong though, so I shouldn't be the one holding on to you.
No, let Barnabas hangs on to Rylan. I hang on to Barnabas. Ree hangs on to me. Hazel hangs on to. We've got our chain, and the rest of you just keep an eye.
I'll position myself a bit in front of the door, ready to draw my weapon.
And Darvin's sort of at the. He's like, I'm not getting involved in the chain. I'm not as strong as the rest of you, but I figure if anybody starts making a something's wrong noise, I can grab hold and dimension door.
Good idea.
Definitely. Good idea.
Okay, so there's Rylan at the head of the sapient chain with when there was a quiet moment when no one was paying too much attention, Alisay giving Rylan a thank you. And there you are in front of the doors. They actually don't. When you're looking at them, you notice they don't actually swing out or in. They slide outward. The first,
Let's look inside.
yeah, the very first thing you see at the edges of your dark vision is, I mean, it's dark in there largely because no windows, so none of the bioluminescent fungus has managed to take up residence in there. So all you're really getting to spark off your dark vision is the ambient light. The first thing you see is actually, I keep forgetting I have Fog of War. Okay, right. Reveal areas. And move you guys to the appropriate map. What you're seeing is you can't really tell what color the walls are, but if it's anything like the floor, they're also black. Light was not a thing in here unless they have torches on the walls or something. But most of what you're seeing is a slightly out of place for a temple table with bits of paper, some vials and goblets, and some other bits and pieces that you can't really identify from just the doorway.
I slowly step in, go make my way through to the table, look it over.
Okay, so that
Give
would
me
put
something.
you... Yeah, there you go.
about there.
Okay, so... nothing is shut itself on because that would leave Barnabas there.
Mhm.
There. So, yeah. And Barnabas is not seeing much of anything at this point because the only reason Rylan can is because there's just about enough light for dark vision to function. And yeah, what Rylan is seeing, and apart
There's
from papers in language he can't really read, is some benches.
There's a table here. Writing I can't make out.
But it doesn't feel like anything's trying to...
Stop the chain.
Nothing is
so to
yanking.
speak.
Nothing is yanking as far as I can tell.
Cautiously moving forward, going around the table.
Okay, and yeah, Alice A was next, so...
And I'll keep making my way completely forward towards the benches that I see.
What you get is the general impression of more benches, and it's a little wider now so you can see sort of pillars at the end, but you also notice that the room seems to taper off a little bit. And given that you've now got this far, it's just sort of... I think at this point, if it was going to pull anything, it would have. So maybe everybody should just get in.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Okay, so the cupcake chain lets go. I'm just gonna put clarity where the books and paper are.
Makes sense.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you're sort of right next door. Darwin is gonna stay a bit back towards the wall. Just let's keep an eye on things. Magic missile is a wonderful thing.
I'd probably be in the same sort of area as Starving.
Yeah, although you do get Alice going, maybe you want to flank the door?
Good thinking. I'll go to the other side.
Is Faraday also going to be with the paper? Yeah, Faraday is also going to be with the paper. Meanwhile, Alice A is going to start moving sort of in the general direction of weaving through the benches and sighs and then casts light on that bench there. So there's a little bit more. I think we can probably get away with reveal all. There's a font or fountain or something towards the back, which again is oozing that black nonsense. And on the altar just there, Darwin is squinting when the light comes on. That's it!
That's it?
I don't know, we have to figure out how it works.
Well, if it's supposed to repel the corruption, it doesn't seem to be on.
It's not supposed to repel the corruption, says Alice. It's supposed to contain it. You know when you have a jar, you can do two things with a jar. You can pour stuff in, or you can pour stuff out.
Fair point.
I have a feeling this is what happens when you pour stuff out. Now we need to figure out how to pour stuff in.
Wasn't there a tune?
There was. I'm thinking. I'm sort of hesitant to try anything until we know a little bit more about, as a for instance, the paperwork. Yeah, the stuff that Clarity is seeing, she can read without the I can read all languages because it's written in Infernal.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, it's disjointed is the other problem, though. This is mad scientist gone completely around the twist and has basically forgotten how to communicate. It went from interesting notes about what could be done with this substance to deranged cultist rambling that kind of loses the element of scientific discovery entirely and goes into full-on worship.
Hold on. Writing notes.
Mm-hmm. That's in the first notebook you pick up anyway.
Okay. What else can I read?
Well, the various bits of note on the table, there's one bit that just, it's basically one of those passive-aggressive post-it notes kind of situations where you've got, we gave you this so you could do something sensible with it. We want a progress report. Apparently the progress report never actually turned up because the next one really is if we don't get if you don't get a report soon, we're going to come down and we're going to get one from the source. No dates on any of it, but apparently the best you can come up with. Actually, make me an intelligence check just to see what the best we can come up with is. Actually, investigation. Investigation is a one you can do.
Guidance this?
You don't know what she's doing.
26.
Yeah, the best you can tell is somebody, and from the language used in that, in various of the letters, somebody who thinks very, very well of themselves. So probably someone in a legitimate position of authority. gave somebody in this place that thing, your little Cenobite puzzle box, whatever. And apparently they knew exactly what it contained, but they wanted this individual to experiment with it, to make it behave. And apparently they didn't consider that maybe something that taints from on the basically mental level, just from exposure in some cases, didn't occur to them that maybe that might be a bad idea.
Well, so a lot of these is sort of scientific notes on what could be done with the substance, the black goop, but it devolves into deranged, worshipful ranting and just starts making less and less sense. And there's demands for progress reports and stuff, and someone with a position of authority seems to have given someone here the container and knew what it contained, but wanted them to experiment with it and somehow make it behave, but somehow didn't think that would go wrong.
That's
That's not ominous at all.
Whatsoever.
well, that answers some questions at least.
But you don't see any indication that anybody did anything to the box.
It doesn't say what they did to the box, though, to release it or any indication of how to bring it back inside.
And Darvin's like, that's kind of what we got when we were communing. I think what she's asking is they didn't talk about any precautions they made with the box.
No.
I mean, that doesn't mean there aren't any, but at this point, I mean, I'm not seeing anything on the trap end. I mean, kind of hard to when your trigger isn't physical. The big question is, where is the best place to start using this thing? I mean, if to set it off, to make it bring that stuff back into it, where should we go?
Can we go back to the pit?
I mean, it was either going to be the pit or that fountain in the center of town.
I was going to say the center of town, but I was going to ask, do we know if it needs to be like right next to the stuff?
Well, it probably should be near to it. My only thought was it should be at an epicenter of this stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking center of town as well.
We start with the center of this town.
I don't
end up with a clear.
I don't think we can open it and let two things in twice, you know? I don't think that's how this works. Because, I mean, look at the size of this. And look at all of this.
That's sort of what I mean. If we start with with our attempt at the center of town, that should we'd get the better result theoretically.
Theoretically, okay. I think I see what you mean. It's just that if that isn't the best result, the reason we're dithering is because if that doesn't get the stuff at the pit, it's not like we can open up the jar and stick in a second load. So
I get that.
I guess we kind of have to hope that this is going to work with wherever we pick.
So I kind of want this town to stop being. Ugh.
I think we all want this town to stop being ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just clearing out the pit wouldn't do enough.
I know. I'm just hoping that this clears both at the same time. Because, again, we're not going to get a second shot. Well, it's...
Well,
Hmm?
well, reasonably, it seems like the sources of water are the ones that possibly helped it spread, because the fountain's right there, and the fountain in the center of town is also bubbling with this stuff. So reasonably, a water source might be the most logical point.
Yeah, that's kind of the thought. Yeah, so thank you for putting it as succinctly as you did. Okay. Grabs the little thing, and I think I can basically reset Fog of War now. Yes. Oh, no. I want to reveal all areas. Fine. That'll do. When she picks up the thing, there's kind of a scrapey noise at the door. And it...
Oh, son of a...
And it
It really
drags...
whirls out.
Yeah, and it drags open. And it should not be quite...
Immediately raising my weapon.
Yep. Well, we're going to have that to do in a bit. Because, as you know, that's something different. There. Better. Because, yeah, what you... The first thing, just because it's very directly in your face, I'll have to set up the board a bit more later, is... just checking to see what the size on these things is. No, I was right. They are large.
No.
Oh boy.
Drider.
Oh, look, we made an angry friend.
That is uncomfortably big.
And on that note, we are at that time. Break time. So when we come back, I'll set up the board properly. Because you didn't think it was just this one, did you?
Of course not.
Like 40 of the damn things in there.
Yay.
We'll find out.
And we're back in a temple to Lolth that they had to actually move this Cenobite puzzle box looking motherfucker, and the minute they tried, doors, Driders, 2 of them, and there's some noises in the background that suggest other shit be happening. And thus, I would like you all to roll me some initiative while I find a pen. Do I have a pen that works? I have a pen that works.
That makes sense. That's the same.
Remy's having flashbacks.
Yes.
I was
yes.
already
Oh
prepping.
no.
I was already prepping.
Well then.
Oh my god, you guys.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Let's see if Darwin can. Well, he's got that dagger warning thing. So, and Alice, hey. Why? Why? What? No. So that's... Yeah, okay. Initiative. Oh wow! The two godly types are having a thing right now.
Yeah.
The ones that are inborn godly thing are having a thing right now. So oh yeah, now I have to. So hang on, it's 23. Just make a note of that. Then I have to roll for these jackasses. Driders. Driders. So that's 18, 21, 19. Um, 6, 14. Okay, so we have everybody wants to go on 21 apparently. What's your dex, Marion?
Let me check. 16.
So a 3 modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that Drider 1 goes first, then Eva Manager, then... Oh, Jesus Christ, you guys really did roll like shit, didn't you?
Yep.
So that's...
Oh, the hero's piece would have worn out by now, right?
Yes, because that's the next day.
Any speed boosts are no longer relevant.
Rylan, Farada, what are your dex stats?
11, so a 0.
Rylan? Any
Plus
dex
1
modifiers?
for me.
Okay, so yeah, that means you're up first. Hazel, Remy, yours?
1.
Also 1.
Remy's near the door, so I'll put her. So, Alice, Ava, Darvin, Clarity, Barnabas, Rylan, Farida, Remy, and Hazel. I think I have everybody. I always double check because there are just so very many of you.
Yeah, quite a few indeed.
Okay, so top of the round because my dice are ridiculous. Alice, not really wanting to dump that thing in her bag of holding, she just kind of chucks it in a haversack, which 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It actually winds up standing on the table, or sort of immediately over the table. And wait, because I have that actually copy pasted. Don't need to do that. And spell attack with a... So that's 2 attacks, and given where she is... Yeah, at which point, turns out the sun thing has come in handy a little bit sooner than I expected. So that's 1d6 each. That's 1, 2, and the bonus action 3 minus 1 key point. So that's 5, 7, 8, 9. Basically, just over Remy and Farada's head, she does actually call in Farada's direction, "Duck!" Remy doesn't have to. She's short enough for that. Just that one there. She just fling, fling, fling. And of course, that's the one that goes next. So yeah, that's absolutely glorious. So what? Three attacks, huh? Well, arrow in an Alice-ward general direction. Yeah, I'm going to try to catch that. Select missiles. Yeah, this is worth the key point. I will attempt to chuck the arrow back at this individual. So, ranged attack. Yeah, first attack, it's sort of shoots arrow over Remy, and Farada still ducked head. Fling, and what is it? What is an arrow's damage? I've never had to do this.
I thought there specific rules for shooting it back.
Well, there are. I mean, I made the hit, but it's the missile counts as a monk weapon, which has a normal range.
So it deals your monk weapon damage.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah, it's the same as it, yeah, as if it's was it the beam?
No, well,
It's deflect missile.
Yeah. 'Cause I did the attack with the beams and then got an arrow shot at me, so fling.
Got it. Yeah, that requires like fully rolling into damage and then yada yada yada.
Yeah, I've got it now. Thank you. Yes, multi-attack. This is not a happy drider. It's in which case it's great to get up into everybody's grill. And it's great to try the longsword. And it's great to miss. And it's great to miss again. It's sort of, yeah, I think I'm beginning to like this. Ava, the very large spider individual.
Oh dear God. Given how close it is, I'd probably go for Gleam.
Okay.
Give it a whack. So 19.
Tie goes to defender.
Ah, damn it.
I never.
Do I get two? Do I get 2 hits?
I think rangers do.
I know I do get 2 arrows, but.
Yeah, if you get 2 arrows, you get 2 sword hits.
Okay. Try again. Ah, damn it.
Yeah, this is you trying to figure out where the hell you're supposed to hit on this thing.
Yeah, there is a lot of legs.
Yes, at which point, moving into
And I
that.
haven't used my sword in a while, so.
Yeah, so we're we're gonna have to go back to sparring, Ava. So. Given the sheer color scheme of all this, so that's 15-foot radius, so 5, 10, 15. Darkness bubble.
Oh boy.
So that's Hazel, Clarity, Farida, and Alice kind of caught in it. And that's Drow 1's action. And so then there's Drider the second. Oops. Which, is right there. So it's going to move in a little bit closer. So if you guys try to step out of the darkness bubble, it's going to be directly into the face of a Drider. And it's going to go for Remy with the longsword attacks. So that's 1, 2, 3. What's your AC?
21.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Oh boy.
1 of the 3 hits, so that's not too bad. And you get sort of a clang, and then in an armor join for 1d8 plus 3. 9 points of slashing damage. It's been a while since anything got through your armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Darvin is not liking the look of this one little bit, so Darvin, because honestly, he's it's like, this would be a really bad place to use Thunderwave. I know my limitations. magic missile. What are spell slots looking like? It's got 3 second level spells you can upcast. So, magic missile. Oops. Wait, you didn't ask me to... Well, I'll roll the additional 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 10, 12, 16 points of damage on drow number 2. And then just sort of goes, Remy, my mom used to call my dad to squish spiders all the time, and once he flattened it so hard that it splattered across about 10 centimeters. That is your inspiration to what to do to this thing. So you take your 1d10 inspiration die. And then more drow. So that's drow 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. And they're coming up behind Remy. Short sword. So that's 1d6 plus 2. You get another 3 points of slashing as you feel along your back this clangs.
Okay.
Drow number 3's turn. Yes, I know. Oh, come on. You're flanked on all sides here. And that's...
Oh, dear God, yeah.
4. 6. So, yeah, then the next one actually hits twice. One for 4 points of slashing and one for 6 points of slashing for a grand total of 10 points of slashing damage. Clarity. It is very dark.
Mm-hmm.
And if you lean even a little bit out of where the darkness is, you're staring a Drider in the face.
Okay. Am I able to move through Hazel's space?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I
Where
would
are you
like to
moving?
go on the other side of her.
Okay. Pink.
And hold on a second. If I were to do Burning Hands, would I be able to angle it to get this one in front of Remy, but without hitting Remy?
No.
Okay. This was to check in. I will go and stab a bitch.
So you are aware, you are flanking said bitch, so you do have advantage.
Oh, sweet. That means I get sneak attack if I hit. So I will try with my ash dagger first.
Okay.
15.
No.
Okay. I will try again with oh, that was supposed to be advantage.
Yes, it was.
Sorry. I will
So-
roll just again.
Yeah.
So it's still 15. And then
Still worth a try.
yeah. Offhand, I will do acid or poison. I will do poison. 22.
That does hit. Roll damage.
5 piercing, 3 poison.
Well, not the 3 poison.
Dang it, chose the wrong one.
But
Sneak attack
it's-
go through on the connecting attack.
It is on any advantage attack. So, woo, 24.
Nice.
Oh,
Let me see what the
I should not.
I
God,
rolled all sixes.
sixes.
Holy shit.
Now it's clearly been saving up for that. Your crappy dice roll luck has been saving up for that sheer improbability. Then again, I say that, and like a while ago, I rolled like 3 nat 20s in a row to a point where they were to my benefit, but. This was the Alice thing. They're like, okay, I need to retire you for a little while until you learn to or remember how to roll something that isn't a 20. Because I wasn't going to subject you guys to that. So let's see, that's 5, 20.
We appreciate that. We really do.
Yeah, my dice
to
luck.
not encounter a dragon that just rolls nothing but 20s.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
That's an interesting idea.
Oh god, you're gonna.
You gave her ideas.
Oh god, what have you
Damn
done?
it, Alex.
Minus 29 is...
So she just sort of misses in with the first and then gives sort of like a feral yell and stabs it with the other hand.
Yeah, that works. So yeah. 5, 10, 15. Hello. To dry number 4. Who's going to make let's see, how does this work?
Wait, they're full of the spider guys, because I only see 2.
Yeah, no, there's 2 spider guys and
Cool.
five other guys.
Ah.
It's just that one is currently maintaining the darkness bubble.
Because I thought the spider guys was a giant.
Range spell attack. So, what's your AC?
Who?
That would be. Yeah, probably that would be Clarity, because Clarity is the one who's feral yelling.
Okay. My AC is 16, but I have things.
Yeah, I'm not sure the things are going to be of an immense amount of help, but what are the things you are thinking of?
I have shield, or depending on what it is, I have absorb elements.
What elements does absorb elements absorb?
It absorbs. Well, I'll put it up. Yeah, so just whatever damage of the triggering type that's not like melee damage.
Well, absorb elements might help. Shield will not.
Okay.
So basically, what it does is it vomits acid at you.
Okay. I will absorb elements for my reaction, and I have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of my next turn.
Okay, so hang on, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So, yeah, that's 6 points of acid damage on this turn, and it will be 3 points of acid damage on your next turn.
Okay.
So I will keep that in mind. Yeah, Remy and Barnabas can't see this because there's a bubble of blackness in the way, but Remy has seen undead do that in the not undead exactly, but tainted do that in the Southern Lands.
Yeah, Remy's not having a good time.
No, apparently not. Barnabas, it's got kind of chaotic. There was a feral yell from Clarity, quickly followed by a sound that, to be fair, you've heard that kind of vomit sound before, so you're pretty sure you know what's happening over there.
And none of it is pleasant.
But there's also a drider in your face, which is also not pleasant.
Yeah, and a little more pressing at the moment. Okay, so we're going to do bonus action first, and we're going to summon the Manifest the Echo right there, right above Ava. Here we go.
Wait. Yep. Okay.
And then we're going to take the attack, and using the whole Unleash Incarnation thing to introduce the Strider to the Barnabas Blender, and to swing at it 4 times.
Okay, go right ahead.
So let's see.
Is he also flanking?
Yes. Both of them are, so advantage.
Outstanding. All right, swing number 1.
That will definitely hit. So that's
all right. So before I swing again, how do I do it so it doesn't do the damage automatically?
I don't remember. We never really looked into that. Let's just do the thing.
Alrighty then. Swing number 2. Sure.
Yep. Okay.
Swing number 3.
Ooh!
Nice. So 12, 18. So...
That's a nice chunk of damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And is it still alive?
It's yes.
Okay.
No.
Probably not going to hit.
That did not hit. It's got a bit wary of the Barnabas Blender.
I don't know. 3 out of 4. I think 3 out of 4 is a pretty good starting point for that.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yep.
Including a crit.
Yeah.
Yes. Rylan. All of a sudden, there's a echoey, occasionally very faintly crackling with light of various colors, echo of Barnabas wailing on this this drider that has just kind of appeared. You've seen shit like this before too, but mostly from a distance.
I sure have. You want to know what I say to these people's face? Eat a bunch of blasts. Oh, why did the button not work? God damn it. That would have been really cool. I'm annoyed the button didn't work. 3 Eldritch Blasts at the big disaster right in the front center.
Okay.
Here. Eldritch Blast number 1. Oh,
Nope.
God, doesn't get an act. Number 2.
Nope.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
That connects!
Hey!
And very
fine.
connects.
Cool. Rolling for damp. That's 14 force.
Okay, so
And then bonus action for turn. I'm gonna burn a pair of sorcery points to quicken spell a second level magic missile, same target.
Okay. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to set up actual rules for how quicken spell works. I mean, to be fair, Ianthe is a little bit of an outlier, but from what I've been able to figure, those two should have been reversed. Basically, you do a spell. You do a spell with the main action, and Quicken Spell gives you the kind of cantrip that you would normally use as an action. This feels like a fair thing.
Good to know.
It's been working pretty well in. I've been playing Celasta, and that's how that's how they make that arrangement there, and it does keep it from becoming a little bit of a free for all.
Fair enough. I will make note of that for the future. But for
I'll write it in the notes later. I should have done that before. It's
So-
just been a week.
yeah, so 4 tiny little dingus blasts.
Okay.
That'll be
4, 2, 4.
That seems to be the thing. So 6, 12.
yeah. I forget that these are only D4s, so a part of my brain was just going 2, 4, 6, 8.
Don't you
All
wish?
rows.
Either way, you just went.
Yeah. That one does not look particularly well. It's still up, but it does not look particularly well.
Sorcerer Novas, they're fun.
Faraday. You're in the darkness bubble, and if you lean out the darkness bubble that way, there is a really wounded, pissed off looking Drider.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of move out through the same way Clarity did, just end up behind Clarity.
Yeah, but you are going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, let's see. What's your AC?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have much for AC.
I know. I imagine it's a little bit painful when Alice is living not the barbarian life but the monk life, and either way, this would have been partially Alice A's position if they'd picked magic.
Hmm.
6.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is really low, and then
So that's 10 points of slashing damage as you peek out and like, whoa,
Okay.
yep, and you wanted to go over kind of there. Oh, there. Okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna shock a bitch. 6th level spell slot for Chain Lightning. Targeting this one as the main target.
Okay, but I mean, even
It doesn't go through people. This is specifically on a target.
Oh, okay.
I'll link the card.
Yeah.
And I get to pick 3 other targets within 30 feet of the main target. So the other Drider, this one, and the one in front of Remy.
Okay.
That's why the goddamn taser.
So that's spell save DC 16.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll roll for the Driders first.
I don't remember why
1,
that
2,
nearly
3,
that
4.
KO'd 2 of us and almost downed me as well.
No, that was actually a breath weapon from the chain lightning. When Ianthe used it, didn't KO anybody.
Didn't it? I thought it.
No, sorry, it did Aaron, but not. So, I mean, that one's dead.
But yeah, I can see why it almost downed me in one hit when I
That
was full
one's
hit
dead.
point.
But the Driders are actually good.
28, Jesus.
Half as much damage on a successful save, so that's 31. And guess what? They're both still up.
God damn it! These have a mountain of HP, and I kind of love it because that means excessive damage is great.
Okay. So, I mean, that's...
Whatever you did to tweak these out, I love it already.
No, this is largely this straight up Drider. It's the drow that are...
Writers, I need to use more of these.
Okay. I mean, they don't look... Well, I mean, you can't really see the...
They look kind of spindly, but boy, are they not.
No. That... We're gonna have to retcon that a little. Target you can see. You can't see through that bubble. So that one...
Yeah, the main target is the one you can see. Then it says the other three just have to be within 30 feet of the first target.
Okay. That seems strange if you can't actually see where the targets are, but rules are weird. Anyway, yeah. No, that's fine. That's good. That's... Bonus action?
Don't have a bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay. Remy, the world turned fairly electric around you for a while.
Yeah, but Remy will admit that was a good idea, so she will cast Wall of Fire, and so it should be here because then it extends out 10 feet, so she'll blast all those that are outside the temple.
Okay. So that's dexterity saves again. So Driders. Oh, you are shitting me. And the drow. 1, 2, 3. No, the drow are gone, so the darkness bubble's gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. So that was Drider number 2, so it wasn't even the first hurt one. So yeah, there's the... Oh god, Ava. Given the feel of heat and the crackle of flames and the bullshit that you've been through, I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Yeah, I was planning on reacting to that. With disadvantage, did you say?
With disadvantage, given where you were yesterday.
Yeah, nope. I'm not happy.
Yeah, unfortunately, your next turn is assuming that it lasts this long, is going to be taking one of those pills, and that's basically going to be it.
I was planning on either backing away or like
Hazel.
doing something. Oh, mine.
Hey,
Hazel. There is a moderately singed drow directly in your face.
hello, Drider. So I am gonna hit the boots.
Okay.
I am now hasted. Blur to here.
To where?
There, right behind Remy.
Okay.
Then I'm going to upcast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Generating a swarm of Nomfing fairy dragons around myself. Affecting enemy targets.
Yeah, spell save DC 15. Oh, come on! Natural 19 and a natural 20. So they're both still up.
God damn it.
Thankfully, if they stay where they are, they're going to keep getting nomfed on. But first, because I'm hasted, I still have one more swing.
Okay.
conjure a great axe into eeny, meeny, miny, closest one.
No. That misses very badly. It's amazing you can miss with something that big. Both the axe head and the...
Either that or these guys learned to block.
Either or. Tough little fuckers. Okay. Top of the round, Alice A, who's not in the dark anymore, and looking at this thing like, yeah, okay. You are directly up in my grill, and I don't like it. At least one hit. So that's damage. That's 1, 2, 3. 11, 12, 18 points of damage on attack number 2. Yeah, one kind of gets missed because she's standing on a table and trying to deal with sort of Barnabas over there and Hazel flailing the axe around. But the second one gets this one for not insignificant amount of damage. Which point... 5, 10, 15. To another darkness bubble. To eliminate the issue of people actually, like, properly seeing you. And... well...
Would I count as in it, or am I just outside of it?
Well, seeing... given the direction in which it's going to be moving, you wouldn't be able to see it while it was in your direct line of sight, because what it's going to do is it's going to scale 10 feet up the wall. This is just actually technically 15 feet up the wall, so that it's not caught in its own darkness bubble. Skitter. So you hear skitter, 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 and all of a sudden it's up. And it's gonna aim for the big silver problem. You said your AC was 12?
12, yeah.
Oh no.
If it's just beating that by a bit, I do have shield as a reaction.
No, that was crazy. It was 16, 18, and 19.
Yeah, no.
So that's...
I think I should replace shield with something else.
Yeah, and given that's also with +6.
Oh.
So, yeah, no, unfortunately, shield was not going to be overly helpful, so that's...
Oh.
Deep. That's
That
5,
transcends.
6, 7, 8, 17 points of piercing damage as funk, funk, funk. And yeah, that's should double check the spirit guardians. Are we still in the spirit guardians? Yes, because 15 feet up out of both darkness bubble and spirit guardians. Skitter, skitter.
Yep, because it's a 15-foot radius around me, even with the slow.
Yep. Ava, you're freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Am I in the dark or am I just got a big black wall in front of me? But the rest is...
Depends on where you lean. The 5 feet is the space you control. So just about everything in front of you is darkness bubble, and you hear but the thing is, you feel the wall that you're next to getting very warm, and you hear the crackle of flames, and there is probably some extremely pained gurgling.
Yeah, because I've seen her do that before, but it wasn't nearly as close. So like, that doesn't have to be close. No, don't like that. No.
So yeah, action taken to take little pig chill out pill, and yeah, you're. It'll take a few seconds to kick in, but there you go. Yeah, Drider number 2 is gonna get away from that wall of fire too. So
Can I move or not at all?
No, that's everything. You that was not a good roll. You freaked.
That is true.
Okay, let's see. Movement speed, climb 30. Okay, so 10, 15 up. 20, 25, 30. So it's kind of above Darvin now. And is also going to go for the big electrical problem.
Palpatine has consequences, oh dear.
Now,
There's a downside to unlimited power, you know?
yeah.
You know you're supposed to be random, right? 15, 16, 17.
What did it just
Oh
do?
no.
God,
Oh no.
You are supposed to be random.
Well, those are the rolls, not
Those are the
with
rolls,
plus, right?
not
Yeah.
the with the +6. Like I say, I'm factoring in, but +6 is a thing. That's
Ow.
ow.
Oh no.
16, 25 points of piercing damage.
Owie.
good lord.
You
I'll
still...
leave it.
Okay, I am still up.
Oh god.
Probably not for much longer if this keeps going on, but
Yeah,
Ow.
Darvin is being dripped on by Yick, and because it's pretty much over his head at this point, and is just basically going nope. And is gonna magic missile at base level.
I'm commander ship.
Yeah, this is just gonna magic missile at base level. 1, 2, 3. I'm also going to make him make a dex save. Manages just about to get out of the immediate vicinity of the drow corpse as it sort of falls. So let me move it out of the way just so I can move Darvin back here. Just going, wah! Splorch. At this point, it's kind of got yick, and he doesn't really want to open his mouth at this point because that's just all the yick. No. Those are gone. Clarity. Somewhere up the wall there,
Okay. So how high is this one that's next to
15,
me?
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay. Do you want to cast a spell or yeah, I'm gonna just cast gonna try Eldritch Blast
Okay.
at it. So
Eldritch Blast for you is kind of magenta sort of shade and sparkly.
nice. Let's see. 17?
No.
Okay, and that's 3 beams, I think.
At your level of Warlock? Or oh, no,
It's
the number of
total.
beams go up with, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, 3 beams.
go forth.
Second, 19.
Tie goes to Defender.
Okay. And 13.
Nope. Unfortunately, nope. Drow force gone. Barnabas, you have a minor issue. You have zip for range.
Yeah. So if I try to just swing in the darkness bubble, what is that, disadvantage?
Well, that's the thing. It's not. No, this thing is not in the darkness bubble anymore. It's 15 feet up the wall.
Oh,
Is Paybacks a hand axe?
it is.
Throw it.
It was not meant to be a thrown weapon.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But what? Hang on. Wait a sec. It's 15 feet up the wall. Hold
do
on.
I take 3 points of acid damage?
Yes, you do. But then you don't take any more damage after that.
Okay.
Sorry, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. I'm just trying to keep track of
Yeah,
all
no,
the things.
thank you for reminding me. It's that was apologetic, not please shut up. I promise. Unfortunately, I believe your echo is bound by the laws of gravity.
I mean, it does say I can move at 30 feet in any direction, but it doesn't say anything about gravity one way or another. So that's your call.
I'm gonna make the call that if you want to try to learn how to make that's the problem, because you can transfer yourself to where your echo is.
That'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Splat.
I think your best bet is to hold an attack action if it comes down.
Basically, yeah, Barnabas is not good at range like that, unfortunately.
Rylan.
Okay, 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, see, you don't have that much of a problem with that. You're made of ranged.
No, I am made of distance shooting. The problem is which flavor of distance shooting.
Just pick something.
All of them.
All of them is probably the. Okay, let's.
There is no such thing as overkill. There is only open fire, and I need to reload.
But can I please remind you that spell slots are the equivalent of reloading in this case, and most of them require a long rest or the expenditure of sorcery points to do so. Not everybody can just. I mean, even your thing, you have to have a long rest after a certain number of bits, and you don't know what you're going to encounter next.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. I think I'm going to do some kind of similar versages here, except backwards to be a little more befitting of Quicken spell. So I'm gonna do the upcast magic missile first.
Okay.
This time we're gonna ramp it all the way up to 4th level, just to try and blast.
I would like to flag up. You are not blind, nor are you stupid. This thing looks very badly hurt.
That is a fair point. If it's okay, I'm just trying to be conservative on my slots. I think a little too much. That's okay. I can leave it. I'll leave it to just 2nd level missiling then.
Okay.
and just I would like to blast this fucker off the wall, please and thank you.
Give it a try.
So that'll be how was okay.
You should have left it
15.
at you should have left it at base level. How do you want to do this?
Quite literally, blast it off the wall into the darkness circle.
Which
Flat.
fades as it dies. So
So the darkness circle gets replaced with a splash zone.
yeah. Which means Hazel, Barnabas, Remy. I'll say not so much 'cause she's on a table.
On the table.
Are kind of splattered. I mean, Alice is right on my boots. Then again, at least it's
Sorry.
not really on skin. That's it. At around that point, as you're kind of sitting, well, not sitting, but looking around, looking at poor pin-cushioned Farida and going kind of, what the almighty fuck is going on? There is a noise from sort of above. And it is a creak and then crunch as the ceiling gives way.
Oh no.
On top of us, or
Nope.
Nope.
It's
Up.
got a land 5, 10, 15, 20.
oh Jesus!
It looks a little like the white dragon that you bested yesterday.
Oh,
But it's oozing the black gunk.
Oh.
Its wings
Oh.
seem to be made of it. It looks dead and undead and not dead, but not in a Dracolich way. In a I am alive through horrific forces of ooze. And trying to kill me this time is going to be fun, isn't it? Expression on its very large draconic face.
Oh no.
And we are at about that time.
Of course.
God damn it!
So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for dealing with this.
I am very glad my spells are still going.
Yeah.
So glad I upcast.
Oh, this is gonna be.
Hey, but if Alice hadn't gone after you guys and necessitated a day's break, you'd be starting without all the spell slots you used for it the first time.
Good point.
A very good point. Very, very, very good point.
So have fun considering how you're going to deal with that in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.